The contrast between then and now, though, today, what are the differences? What are the key differences to being a clerk as distinct from when you were a young man in the 60s starting out?
Well, there's a whole lot of things. Firstly, there's typewriters going back where there used to be push typewriters. Now it's computers, emailing. There were books being... I'm just going back to the mundane things, that books were carried to court in bags. Now there's trolley loads of folders, and the books, there's hardly any books because they usually have copied all the different relevant citations. So they're all in folders. And you get... There's no worrying about the transcript that comes through. Quick, Paul, you've got to make sure you get that transcript on the corner of 140 Phillip Street so we can read, and look through the transcript the night before. It's already, when you get back, it's on the computer. So computers have made a huge difference, and it's going to get... I don't know what's going to happen in 5 or 10 years. But it's interesting because I think emails can take out a lot of the people contact, and if you just type back to somebody, yes, thanks very much, you don't know, you can't talk to them, and you can't really give them as much service as you can over the phone. So I get emails, and look, I do respond to most emails, but I also try and make sure if there's a call involved where I can, talk to them about fees, what fees, and I also don't want to put, fees on email, but I'd rather talk to them about what the fees are, and also dates, where you've got the computer in front of you, you can give them dates, and you're also building up a rapport with that person, rather than just a typing, what do you call a typing friend? I don't know what the young one's called, a pen friend, or... So that's what you are, but here you're actually talking to them and trying to win their respect, so they'll come back and talk to you about different issues.
I can think of bureaucrats who could learn a lot from you, who conduct war by email, whereby a lot of it could be completely short-circuited if they just simply picked up the phone and had a chat. That's something that's been a bit lost, hasn't it, with email?
It has. And I think it's can create a lot of problems, where you could fix a problem where the emails start getting worse and worse. What about my fees? Well, I'm not going to... Where over the phone you could just say, look, can you tell me how much you can pay? And look, time to time, solicitors get clients that don't pay. And if you just do it all by email, you've got to try and work out a solution. And the solution should be worked out where you can help the solicitor, as well as making sure the barrister's looked after, because you work for the barrister. But you also, in a way, work the solicitor, because the solicitor gives the barrister work. So I can give you an instance where a solicitor the barrister was owned, let's call it wasn't this figure, but we'll just give a figure, $10,000. So the solicitor said to me, look, Paul, I've been dudded. He said he was going to put money in. It was my fault. I should have followed up. He didn't put it in the trust account. So I'm out now and I'll have to pay the fees. And I accept it's up to me to pay it. And I said, well, hang on. Let me just get back to you. So I go to the barrister and I say, look, this solicitor's, he's going to have to pay it out of his own pocket, out of the trust fund. And I said, look, I think you should do some sort of a deal. I said, why don't you offer him half, meet him halfway? Okay, I'm happy with that. And then I ring up and said, look, you haven't got to pay us 10, can you do 5? Thank you so much. And because I know, so then you've got that, you've done him a favour, but you've also, the 5 is going to make that barrister 150 by continuation of work. But if you just by email say no, yes, bang, it just doesn't work. And you've got to keep that contact and rapport up with a lot of people.
I was only talking not long ago with a senior partner in a law firm. They're sending debt collectors around now to people. Do you think this is a rather sad state that we've got to today?
Yes, and I think that's now what's happened where, I know a couple of solicitors that are still, very, very good in relation to looking after clients. But I'm not saying a lot of clients dud solicitors too. So, but and now of course barristers can sue solicitors. They can ring up another solicitor and ask them to send them a little bluey, as I put it. And normally when that comes in, the fee is paid, but the relationship is finished. But that's the way it has to happen. But it is happening right across the board. That's correct.